People is asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
We are back with this week's Adobe feature story.
Our Danielle Podlosky has the story of a two-sport star and a singer from Los Altos.
Elana Eisenberg is a 4-year varsity starter on the Los Altos field hockey team. She was a 2019 All-League first-team selection, but Elana's talent goes far beyond the field. Los Altos senior Elana Eisenberg grew up playing many different sports. The center midfielder fell in love with field hockey just like her mom.
I always grew up playing sports. I was always active. I played basketball, I played competitive softball growing up. And I started field hockey in 6th grade because my mom played at Stanford. So she introduced me to it and I really loved it. I think, as I said, I've always been an athletic kid, but I never understood what having a passion for a sport meant until I played field hockey.
Elana was a star on the field from the very start.
Elana started playing for me before high school, actually, maybe in middle school, and you could tell right away that she was an exceptional player. There are some kids that really stand out. Either they're very athletic or they just grasp the game really quickly. She was both.
Elana worked hard and was determined to make the varsity team. It is very uncommon at Los Altos for a freshman to play varsity field hockey.
She came over here to talk to me when I was training some of our students in the summer before she was anywhere close to being in high school and asked me what she needed to do to get better. And when a little kid comes over and asks you that question, you know she's really wanting to get better and is on a path to something, and that's how she struck me from the very beginning. And also, at this school, we have very few 9th graders on varsity, and it was a no-brainer to put her on the varsity team. She was better than a lot of the kids who are much older than she was already, and she's just gotten better since.
This skilled athlete also runs track for Los Altos. Elana's speed sets her apart on the field.
She's fast. She's so fast. She's on the track team. She's a very fast runner, and she's always been very fit. So that's the first thing you see. She just blazes by people, and her ball skills are so good. She has very good control.
Elana started the recruitment process at the beginning of high school.
Academics was a huge thing for me. I really value that in a school, as well as a strong Division I program. So I was focused on mainly UC Berkeley and some Ivy League schools, but the Ivy League schools tend to recruit a lot later in the process, so I was lucky enough to get an offer really early on in the recruitment process from UC Berkeley, and they were totally at the top of my list, so I went for it and I'm really glad I did.
Elana's mom went to Stanford. Her dad graduated from Cal. It's a house divided. Elana believes it's fate she committed to Cal.
The big game is always a fun time. My dad didn't play sports at Cal, but he was a sports broadcaster there, so it's just a really cool history. And yeah, there's a picture of me when I was 8 years old, and for Halloween, my younger sister and I dressed up as Oski and she dressed up as the tree, and my parents wore their gear, and it was totally random, who was who, and so it was just kind of lucky that I ended up being Oski, and that's a really cute picture to look back on now.
Elana is not just athletic, she is also musically talented. She loves to sing and write songs.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case.
I started playing piano at a pretty young age, and then I transitioned into guitar, and now I play and compose on both. I guess I started taking music more seriously maybe around my sophomore year of high school is when I really became serious about songwriting. I've always loved writing poetry, so then kind of mixing music and poetry, you get songwriting. And I released my first single almost a year ago. It'll be a year in about a week. And now I'm working on recording my first EP, which will be 5 songs, so I'm really excited about that.
Elana is bringing her guitar with her to Cal. She hopes to perform her music in front of a live audience.
COVID willing, Berkeley's a great city. I would love to start doing some live things at restaurants or, bars when I'm of age. But yeah, I haven't had a ton of experience with performing because I was supposed to perform in the talent show and then COVID shut it down. But I think that would be really fun to start doing more live shows. I can play my music and some other music. So yeah, that's my goal for the next few years.
The field hockey season is right around the corner. Elana cannot wait to get back out there with her team.
To have that senior season, however short it is, I'm just so excited to be out here again with such an amazing team. I love my teammates. We have the best time together. And I've always said, like, even if we get one game and then it gets canceled, I mean, like, fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but what I wouldn't give to play one game again on this turf.
Elana Eisenberg is incredibly gifted. She shines out on the field.
Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up.
And behind a microphone. Elana is looking forward to suiting up for Los Altos one last season before heading off to Cal in the fall, where she will continue to showcase her talents.
I know she does extracurriculars, she's talented in other ways, and on the hockey field you can see that she's determined, she's smart, she's a hard worker, she's a good teammate. And so I think at a place like Cal, so many opportunities, all different kinds, that she'll have all kinds of choices that she can make. She can look at different things, and I really think she's so smart and hardworking, she can do anything.
Elana posts videos of herself singing to social media. Her videos are racking up the views. One of Elana's most recent posts has been viewed over 9,000 times. Robert and Aubrey, back to you.